Hey guys, Earth Twister here, and we're continuing our campaign of Iron Man versus Ultron, and we're doing so in Justice today. We're trying to work through Iron Man in each of the four aspects and taking him up against in a thematic battle against Ultron in expert mode. So today we're testing him out in Justice. So of course, our friendly neighborhood Tony Stark here is going to be working with some confusion. So of course we're going to be getting some float like a butterfly in there. And none of the confusion is actually in Iron Man's kit. So we need to make sure that we can get a couple of sonic rifles, which will also help build him because they do have the tech trait. Then we'll be doing some concussive blows to make sure that Ultron gets confused and maybe potentially damaged. Then we have a couple of allies here. We got Dazzler and Professor X, who will be working on confusing the villain and maybe some minions if we need to. And of course, with staying in alter ego as much as we're going to want to do with Iron Man, we want to make sure we have some threat mitigation with disguise. Then, of course, we have Monica Chang, and don't forget her surveillance teams, which she will be making sure that there are plenty of counters out there for the surveillance team. And to help buff up any threat removal that we do, we have Operative Skill. And to make sure that the scheme doesn't just disappear on us, we do have Under Surveillance. Now, we're also going to be wanting to draw through a lot of cards to make sure that we can get Iron Man's kit out on the table, as we are going to be depending on his kit to mostly be doing the damage that this deck will do. So we're going to be using Float Like a Butterfly, and we're going to be wanting Avengers Mansion, Moon Girl, and Cypher to be drawing as cards. Cypher will, of course, be drawing cards when he attacks confused enemies. Moon Girl will draw us cards if we use mental resources to pay for her when we're an alter ego, and of course, Avengers Mansion is your standard draw a card. Then to help pay for everything that we have, of course, we have Ingenuity, Helicarrier, and Quinn Carrier. And to top everything off, we have the doubles and the power of protections. So the goal of this deck again is to see if we can keep Ultron confused, and then to be doing extra damage to him with Float Like a Butterfly, getting cards drawn with Cypher, and things like that. So let's go ahead and take it down to the table and see how it does. Here we are at the table, and we have everything set up. The Ultron drone's environment is in play. We have the Crimson Cowl there in play, and when revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play engaged with them as a drone minion. And then Ultron, of course, is 22 health. And we're looking good here. So every time Ultron attacks us, we're going to be putting another drone minion out. And we're going to really be trying to make sure that this scheme doesn't pop. Hopefully, we can get a couple of confuses out on him, and we'll see how this pans out. So first thing I want to do is draw our hand size of 6. We get Operative Skill, Sonic Rifle, Rocket Boots, Energy, Mark 5 Armor, and Surveillance Team. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think what I'm going to do, interestingly enough, I'm going to go ahead and keep these 3 cards. We're going to pitch these 3 because I can't really use them yet. Sonic Rifle will only be good in um, Hero. So then we'll get a Disguise, an Avengers Mansion, and Repulsor Blast. It's not quite what I wanted to see. I was hoping for a Professor X or a Dazzler, but this will do. Let's see. The Rocket Boots, the Pulsar Blast, Disguise. Disguise may be our best bet. Um, I could do kind of odd for Iron Man. I could pitch these 4 for Avengers Mansion and then use whatever resource we get for Disguise and hold on to the Mark 5 armor. I could also, I'm going to use Futurist first. So look at the top 3 cards of our deck. We get Float Like a Butterfly, Arc Reactor, and Repulsor Blast. Um, Probably most important card will be Arc Reactor. This float won't matter until the second deck pass, probably. If we do that, then I can do these 4 as resources for Avengers Mansion. Avengers Mansion will draw me a card. It's the Quinn Carrier. I can't play that right now. So I think I hate doing it, but Quinn Carrier is going to play Disguise, and that'll help us mitigate threat on the next scheme, so we can stay down in Alter Ego. And I think that's the end of this turn. That may not have been the best thing to do, but that'll be good for now. So we got 4, 5, and 6. There's Professor X. All right, so threat goes up by 1. Ultron schemes for 2, 5, which of course puts that at 6, which is twice the threat threshold, so that pops it. And we get Assault on NORAD. And then each player puts their first cards. Oh, there we go. Um, Advanced stage 2B. These two guys scheme for 2 threat. All right. We get an encounter card. Android efficiency, so we get another Ultron drone minion. Would really love to have a Thor in my deck right now. All right, so first thing, we're going to draw a card with Avengers Mansion. We get the Mark V helmet. I'm going to exhaust to remove this 2 threat. Then we will Futurist. So I'd look at the top 3 cards of the deck. I'm going to grab Ingenuity. I'm going to use Surveillance Team and Cypher. 2 resources to pay for Ingenuity. Ingenuity, Helicarrier, and Mark V helmet will pay for Professor X, who's going to come in and confuse Ultron. Could go ahead and flip up here, but then I would only have a hand size of 1, and that would mean I'd have to pitch one of these. Let's ready. Draw up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we got Moon Girl now. Threat goes up by 1. Ultron's confused. Threat goes up by sorry, before he tries to scheme, I can either choose to put 2 threat here, which I think will be fine. 2 threat comes in, putting that at 3. He's confused, so I put 2 threat here, another drone minion. These 3 scheme, putting it at 6. Then we get an encounter card, master plan, so I discard until I get a side scheme. And with anything, sometimes things can just get out of control just right off the bat. We get Ultron's Imperative, which means we get 2 more drone minions out here. Lovely. Comes in with 2 threat. All right, Professor X leaves play. Whew. All right. So, Avengers Mansion will draw me a card. Pulsar Blast. Ingenuity. And Power of Protection. I hate this. Mark V armor. 3 mental resources. We'll pay for Moon Girl. Moon Girl says after you play Moon Girl from your hand, draw a card for each mental resource you use to pay for her. So that's 3 mental resources. And I'm going to use Genius, pay for Arc Reactor. Iron Man is going to exhaust to thwart the 2 here. By Iron Man, I mean Tony Stark. Moon Girl. I have 1 tech upgrade out. And can only afford to get 1 more thing down. So I'm going to use Concussive Blow, Monica Chang. Ooh. Is it better to get Monica Chang in just to get that extra threat removal? Oh, I will Futurist. So look at the top 3 cards of my deck. Grab 1. Discard 2. Okay, so that changes things a little bit. It's 2 Powered Gauntlets that I could get down, which means I can mitigate 2 of these guys, remove threat here. Yeah, do that, and that gives me a bigger hand size as I flip up. Then I will flip up. Arc Reactor will ready me. Iron Man and Moon Girl will both fort to get 4 off the scheme. Moon Girl will take 2 consequential. Powered Gauntlets will each trigger to remove 2 of these guys here. Dazzler. And that is my turn. All right. Threat definitely goes up by 1. And I can either allow it to go up by 2 or be attacked for 5. I think we'll allow it to go up by 2. So this will go up to 5. Then, oh, I forgot to draw my hand of 4, which means I get an encounter card. Okay. An Ultron will attack for 2 plus a boost. Moon Girl will defend. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 plus a boost of nothing. Okay. Then each of these guys will attack me. I'll take all of it, taking me down to 5. And the encounter cards are Android Efficiency, so we get another drone minion in play, and Drone Factory. Okay. This comes in with 4 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It comes in with 10 threat. All right. My turn. Avengers Mansion draws me a card. Get a Sonic Rifle. Power of Protection, or Power of Justice will pay for Under Surveillance, making it. Let's see if we can do this without making too much of a mess. So Under Surveillance will make this now a 14 uh, threat threshold before it pops. Then Ingenuity, Sonic Rifle, and Stark Tower will pay for another Sonic Rifle. Comes in with 2 charge counters. We'll use 1 to confuse Ultron. Then we'll delete 2 of these guys here. I'll attack 1 to remove it. Arc Reactor will ready me, and I'll attack again to remove another. Then if I flip down, threat will go up to 8. I think that's okay. We'll flip down so we can get a bigger hand size for now. And then I'll be able to heal on my next turn. So let's ready and draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Threat goes up by 2, taking it to 7. Ultron is. I could take it to 9, 10, 11. So Ultron's confused. We get another drone minion, or not another drone minion. I prevented that with that extra 2 threat there. These 2 guys scheme, taking the threat up to 11. Then we get a counter card, which is Vibranium Armor. All right. Going to exhaust to heal, taking me back up to 8. Avengers Mansion will draw me a card. Futurist will look at the top 3 cards and grab me energy. Energy and a surveillance team will pay for can't do that yet. I will flip up. Arc Reactor will ready me. These guys will delete these guys. Then energy and a surveillance team will pay for Quinn Carrier. Let's see. Got 2 resources there. 3. So 1, 2, surveillance team for Mark 5 armor. So I will get plus 6 hit points, taking me up to 14. Then Repulsor Blast will pay for Mark 5 helmet. I will fort 2 off the main. This will remove a threat here. Actually, I'll fort 2 here and then remove a threat there with this. Brings that down to 7. I will go ahead and spend my last Sonic Rifle use to confuse Ultron. Now I have Rocket Boots still in my hand. That's okay for now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that gives me 6 hand size. 4, 5, 6. We got Float back. The Confuse on Ultron will make sure that the threat doesn't go over. So this is at 11. If I put 3 threat here, that means that it will pop. So I won't put 3 threat here. We'll get an Ultron drone. So we'll take 2 threat. So 1, 2. I'll get a drone. He'll attack for 2 and give me another drone. So he's attacking for 4 plus a boost. I'm going to take this hit, so 4. And then I either spend a mental resource or put the top card of my deck face down engaged. So I'll spend a mental resource. And I take 4 damage, so I go down to 10. These guys each attack me for 1. I go down to 8. We get an encounter card. Advanced Ultron Drone. Great. Avengers Mansion will draw us a card. Operative Skill. Genius will pay for Operative Skill. Comes in with 3 operative counters. Twin Carrier will pay for Rocket Boots. I get an extra hit point. Surveillance Team is a mental resource, so I'm going to do this to become Aerial. Powered Gauntlets will defeat this guy. Get another drone minion in play. Then Mark 5 Helmet will remove a threat from each scheme. Operative Skill will make that another threat from each scheme. That's actually really cool. I didn't think about that as a combination. And then Helicarrier and Repulsor Blast will pay for Float Like a Butterfly. Running out of space. All right. I will thwart. Do I thwart or attack? I think I thwart 2 here. Ready and thwart another 2. Then I flip down so I don't get defeated. We will have used this to remove 2 more threat. So that brings that to 5. Puts us in good standing. He's confused. Those 3 are not, but we get to draw 6 cards. 2, 3, 4. I get an extra encounter card. We shuffle our deck. Five, 6. Are we ready? Okay, threat goes up by 1. Plus 2, so it goes up by 3. He's confused. These guys each scheme. It does get 1 more, I forgot, because of the factory here. Then we get our encounter cards. Because each of those schemes, so we put a 3 on there. So the first one is Caught Off Guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. I think we're okay to discard Disguise. And then we get Under Attack. Comes in with 3 threat. And then I either place 2 threat there or take 3 damage. I think we'll actually place 2 threat here. Okay, Avengers Mansion will draw me a card. I'll look at the top 3 cards. I'm going to take Moon Girl. One, two, three. 3 mental resources to pay for Moon Girl. I don't know why the helmet is exhausted. So Moon Girl. She came in. I get to draw 3 cards from my response there. I will heal for 3, taking me back up to 12. Twin Carrier will pay for Rocket Boots, giving me another hit point. I will flip up. Arc Reactor will ready Iron Man. Iron Man is going to exhaust and spend 2 physical resources to remove Vibranium Armor. Power of Justice will pay for Operative Skill. Comes in again with 3 counters. Let's see. These two will pay for a surveillance team. Put that there. The rocket boots will come here. We'll put float right here. Okay, and then we have 3 counters there. All right. Now I've spent all my cards, but Moon Girl will fort 2, bringing that down to 3. She takes 2 consequential. The helmet will remove 2 threat from here because of operative skill, bringing it down to 1. And then we will remove a token from the surveillance team to defeat under attack. This is currently at 12. So if it goes up by 2, we lose. And there's not another way. I don't have any other way to remove any more threat. And by lose, I mean we're going down to the final scheme. Should have tried to be aerial. These guys will get removed. I'll have to hope to get under surveillance back really quickly. This guy's still in play. Okay. They're ready and draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I do get a hand size of 7 now. Okay. That goes up by 1, 2. 1, 2. That means it gets 5, 8, 11, 14. That unfortunately does pop the scheme. Countdown to Oblivion. Each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down, engage with them as a drone minion. Then it's 5 threat, and threat cannot be removed from there. So I really need to defeat this scheme now. Now Ultron will attack for 2, 5. Moon Girl will defend just 5. Counter card, upgraded Ultron drones. I think this does, because that main scheme got completed, so I think this does come off of it. Okay, so I can't flip down to Alter Ego anymore. I've really got to hammer away at Ultron. But he can take damage, but he won't. So Avengers Mansion will draw me a card. Dazzler. The powered Ingenuity and a Rocket Boots will power up the powered gauntlets to each do 2 damage to each of these drones. Um, 4 resources for Dazzler. She's going to go ahead and confuse Ultron. Dazzler will fort 2 here. Take a consequential. I will port to the helmet. Will remove 1. I should have just. Well, that's not me. Get another ally in. Get another card draw. Okay. Pulsar Blast would be good. Okay. I will do Quinn Carrier and Surveillance Team. Okay, for Cypher. He's going to come in and do 2 damage now to Ultron, taking him down to 20 health. After Cypher attacks and damages an enemy, he does 2 damage because of Float Like a Butterfly. I get to draw a card. Ooh, Strength. We use these as 4 resources to pay for War Machine. Can't see War Machine there. Okay. When a character you control attacks, it's not an attack. War Machine will just go ahead and attack this guy, defeating him. We'll take a consequential. Okay. I think we're in a bit better of a space here. It's going to be rough because this is going to go up. But we can handle it. We're not going to be able to remove threat from it, but we can definitely target any side schemes that come out. So we'll draw up to 7. So 1, 2. We get an encounter card. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got a bunch of resources, and I can't play Moon Girl unless I'm an alter ego. All right. Threat goes up just by 1 this turn. That's great. Then Ultron attacks for 2. Puts a minion out there. He's attacking for 3 plus a boost. 3, 4, 5. Takes me down to 8. Then I take 1 from this guy. Fine. Get our encounter cards. Shadows of the Past. Okay. We get Imminent Overload and Whiplash. Whiplash has Retaliate 1. And he attacks for 3. And this comes in with... Of all the times that I wish I had Skilled Investigator, this is one of them. Then we get an Advanced Ultron Drone with Guard. I wish that came with Overkill. Doesn't. Genius will pay for Supersonic Punch, dealing 4 damage to Whiplash. I take no Retaliate because it just defeated him. This guy is 2. Remove 2 threat from here. Bringing it down to 2. Then we remove another threat there. And I guess I'll thwart to defeat that. Arc Reactor will ready me. I'll spend a mental and become aerial to deal 4 damage here. Brings another drone minion in. It's going to be better to have both of them just straight up attack. Removing those guys from play. They each get a consequential. Avengers Mansion, forgot, will draw me a card. That's good. Cypher will attack for 2. Getting defeated, but drawing me a card. So he goes down to 18. One, two, three. So there's 2 physical resources and a mental to pay for concussive blow. Confuse an enemy. He's already been confused. If I paid for this card using a physical resource, which I did, deal 3 damage to that enemy. He takes 4, going down to 14. Then Quinn Carrier will play for Repulsor Blast. Discard the top 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We discarded the energy, so that deals 1. And then 2 energy resources. So that's 5. We make it 6, taking him down to 8. And then Sonic Rifle will pay for another Repulsor Blast. Actually, that might be good to have on hand. So these 3 will pay for Sonic Rifle. Sonic Rifle will go ahead and deal 4 damage here. And I will do 2 more, bringing him down to 2. Okay, we ready? We do have some way to defend, which is good. The threat goes up by 1. Ultron will attack for 2. 3 plus a boost. Doesn't really matter. War Machine will defend, so 3, 4. Removes the threat. And by it does not remove threat, it just defeats War Machine. This guy attacks for 1. I'll take it. We get an encounter card of Exhaustion. Surge and exhaust your identity. And then he's attacking for 3, 4. Dazzler will defend. 4, 5. It wouldn't have defeated me, but it's better safe than sorry. I did forget to draw up my hand. So really, these 2 cards, both of them, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then these 2 are the drone minions. All right. And counter card was surging. Yeah. So that is the end of that phase. Ooh, this is big. So Power of Justice will pay for Under Surveillance, giving me 4 more turns with this, as long as I don't flip down. And I can't. So a threat cannot be removed from that scheme. All right. Ingenuity and Rocket Boots will be mental resource. So this will be a mental resource to give me Aerial. Powered Gauntlets will just delete these 2 guys. I will ready with Arc Reactor. I will swing at Ultron for 2. That defeats this phase of Ultron. Bringing in 3rd stage. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Ultron's Imperative and reveal it. There it is. Comes in with 2 threat. And the top 2 cards, which I think means I do have to shuffle up. Get an encounter card. For a second one. Can remove them, it just hurts. Avengers Mansion will draw me a card. Cypher. He's still confused. I don't know why that came off, but he's still confused. The surveillance team will remove a threat, and Mark 5 helmet will remove a threat. So there goes the surveillance team. And Ultron's imperative goes away. Two. I can at least do 4 damage to him. So he does have. Oh, wait. They get +1 attack and +1 hit point, +1 attack, +1 hit point. So they are 3 threes. I need to get rid of this. Spend 1 of each resource type. Lightning, mental, physical. It gets rid of this. Bringing these back down to just 2s. I use these 3 to pay for Professor X, who's just going to come in and be a meat shield. And then we ready. Draw up to 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. That goes up by 1. Ultron attacks for 4. So he doesn't put anything in now, which is good. So 4, 5, 6. Professor X defends 6. If the villain is making an undefended attack, choose and discard and upgrade your control. It's not undefended. If Professor X defended it, then I take 4 damage from the Ultron drones. Go down to 2. All right. These 4 resources will pay for Dazzler. Dazzler will confuse this drone minion. I will just go ahead and swing at that drone minion and defeat it because he is confused. I deal extra damage. Ingenuity and rocket boots will make me aerial, and I will defeat this guy. Then I'll do 3 damage to Ultron, taking him down to 24. This will deal 4 damage to Ultron, taking him down to 20. Draw a card with Avengers Mansion. Strength. I have aerials, so strength will pay for Supersonic Punch. And that makes him take 9 damage, so he goes down to 11. Twin Carrier will pay for Repulsor Blast. So he'll take 2 damage from the first thing, and then discard the top 5 cards of my deck. So he just takes 2 damage there, down to 9. Arc Reactor readies me. I'll attack for 2, taking him down to 7. She attacks for 3, taking him down to 4. Oh my gosh. Not enough resources to do the last bit of damage. That's okay. So we're ready. Draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Forgot about this encounter card. I should have revealed last turn. Okay, Ultron threat goes up by 1, bringing this up to 4 of 9. Ultron attacks, Dazzler defends. She does have a consequential, I forgot, because she attacked. So he attacks for 4. He doesn't make me put any other minions out, so 4, 5. That does defeat Dazzler. Then we get 3 encounter cards because I messed up last turn. So electromagnetic backlash. Each player discards the top 5 cards of the deck. For each printed energy resource, that player takes a damage. Well, that's game. So we can just play it out as if then I would deal. Yeah, so I took way more damage that turn than I was expecting. Would I have been able to defeat him? Yeah, because I would have given myself aerial, would have killed him with these. Then I would have, yeah, I would have won. I would have won on the next turn if I had not been killed. But that's the way it goes sometimes. So this deck, I have used him against. I have used this deck against this expert Ultron before, and it did really well. I think we just kind of made some bad choices in the beginning. Probably should have done more of the tech upgrades and try to really mulligan hard for a confuse right at first. But I think this ended up showing you that it can do some serious damage. Iron Man can do some serious damage with a float like a butterfly build. I enjoyed this. This was fun, but a little frustrating right there at the end. So I think Iron Man can be really, really good in Justice, especially with Float Like a Butterfly. So hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay, this playthrough, this hero spotlight of Iron Man and Justice. And we'll see you in the next one for a protection build of Iron Man.